rings are set, the belts are tied. Ladies and gentlemen, it's karate time. Welcome to Tucci High School and welcome to the 28th annual Walla Walla Karate Do Invitational. I'm your host, Justin Honore. Jackson's background as a wrestler separates him from other fighters and allows him to make throws like this one pretty easily. The word of the season for the Sunnyside Grizzlies is replace, having to replace numerous starters on an offensive line that was named the Big Nine Conference Lion of the Year, as well as a quarterback who was first team all-conference. 3 different games, all on the same night, all in the same arena. We start things off with girls basketball, then we clear the floor, roll out the mats, dim the lights, and do a little bit of wrestling. Scott, normally around this time tonight, this softball stadium is full of fans cheering on the Lady Bombers. With no more games, that is no longer the case. Tracy, for the first time in a long time, some sort of leisure sport is returning to the Tri-Cities. But there are a few tips you should probably write on your scorecard before teeing off. With no track to practice on, preparing for the season can be difficult, especially for a hurdler. Few people have made an impact in the city of Yakima like the man beside me, Henry Beauchamp, the namesake of the Henry Beauchamp Center and Yakima's first black mayor. His actions as a civil leader and citizen inspired many across the city, including his grandson, who wants to use his platform to continue that legacy. While he's blossomed elsewhere, there is no doubt where his roots are.
I'll just always have it like a place in my heart for that place, you know? Just growing up there in the east side of Yakima, yeah, this is home to me. Yeah, sounds special.
2021 NBA draft prospect Marjon Beauchamp spent high school playing hoops in Seattle and Arizona. He's now turning down elite college programs in hopes of achieving his NBA dream sooner.
Outstanding work, sir. Outstanding work. Do you get the idea of it?
He's participating in Chameleon BX, a 12-month training program that prepares athletes for the NBA draft.
I'm the pioneer of it, so I was the first one to sign to it, so that's a blessing. It's gonna work out because like this training is it's a life-changing experience, and learning from all these NBA coaches is just gonna like get me above like a lot of players, I think.
Despite the long journey in his career so far, Beauchamp still remembers that special place. Just as much as it is a special place for Beauchamp, his namesake is just as special for the city of Yakima.
Henry Beauchamp was our first black mayor here in Yakima, Washington.
Henry Beauchamp, activist, leader, Yakima's first black mayor, and a grandfather.
He had a good relationship with his grandfather, and he's seen that, you know, the things that he done, and he looked up to him.
Henry Beauchamp always loved the kids, worked hard to make sure the minorities were all being taken care of here.
An icon that has always fought against injustices in the city, both as a citizen and civil servant, leaving behind a community center in the heart of East Yakima that looks after the underprivileged, much like the man who it was named after.
He would just help a lot of people out, you know? Like I'll just be in the car with him and he'll like see someone like struggling or something, he'll just pull over and have a talk with them or help them out, and I just stuck with that, you know?
This young Beauchamp wants to carry that legacy.
Kids in Yakima just don't know what they have, you know? And I feel like I can get that out of them because I'm from the same place as them, you know? And it's possible. Anything's possible.
From his old neighborhood to the basketball court, he's learned countless lessons from the city so close to his heart. Most importantly, that hard work can get you anywhere, no matter your circumstance.
I know that you're supposed to inspire your kids, but I tell him, you know, he inspires me. Creating
a new Yakima legacy for the Beauchamp name while continuing to grow another. For Cleellum senior Grace Terrell, scoring goals has always been easy.
She's really good with like her feet and stuff and know where to place the ball.
Her speed. She's always really fast and always there for the ball.
I feel like she's a really dynamic player and is kind of good anywhere you want her on the field.
Terrell has played soccer for 15 years, but what she has done in the last 4 is what sets her apart. 161 career goals and a Yakima Valley record.
I just always wanted to keep getting better and keep working on my skill. And like friends would be like, you want to go to the lake? I'm like, no, I got to go to practice.
That hard work has her 6 goals away from another record. the state record, set by Seattle Christian's Melissa Bennett in 1999 before she went on to a record-setting career at the University of Washington and took her husband's last name of Dunkley. But even though their names sit side by side in the record books, Terrell's relationship with Melissa comes from somewhere more personal.
It's actually a really funny story. I babysit for her kids.
It turns out that the Melissa Terrell has known for the better part of a year, it's the same one she's been chasing for her entire high school career. Thanks to a little Facebook digging by her father, they now realize just whose kids Grace has been babysitting.
I was like, hey, do you know this girl? Do you recognize her? And I was like, yes, I totally recognize her. Those are her kids. I babysat them.
Dunkley herself didn't even know the type of player Terrell was for the year that she knew her.
I had no idea that she was, I was going to get a message from her months later that she's on her way to breaking it.
Dunkley's record has stood for 19 years, but she's not worried about seeing it change hands. She is just glad that a small school product like Terrell is carving out a similar legacy.
So it's neat that it's another player from a smaller school that can kind of just show that get talented at all different divisions in soccer.
Chasing the record is a thrill, but for Terrell, she's more excited about something else. The opportunity to build on a new bond that will stay with her beyond this season and into her college career at Eastern Washington.
It would be cool, just to be able to contact her and keep her up to date on my soccer and just how everything's going and maybe babysit her kids again.
Like the old saying goes, it's a small world. Justin Honore, SWX. When your season has kind of gone in the dumpster like the Tri-City Americans has, you tend to circle nights to keep your team engaged. One of those nights, Breast Cancer Awareness Night at your place against the top team in your division in the Portland Winterhawks. Midway through the first half, Cougs up by 8. Robert Franks hits a 3 plus the foul. Franks was high as a Frank off the grill, hitting 8 of his 13 attempts from beyond the arc. With 13 seconds left in the game, we don't settle for field goals. Elijah Tanner finds Max Mayer, who stretches over the goal line for the touchdown, giving the Lions a 19-14 victory. Americans on a power play, and they commit a big no-no, turning the puck over. That turns into a breakaway, and poor Talon Boyko is left one-on-one with Mason Mandek, who converts the goal, making it 2-0. Winner of this one gets to scan their ticket to the Sweet 16. Unfortunately for the Huskies, that look described the day. Wasn't too long ago when the Seattle Mariners finished another disappointing season, almost losing 100 games and finishing in last place of the AL West. But like the old saying goes, the sun will come out tomorrow, and the new season is all about new beginnings. Will Thompson, letting the blocking develop, hits the acceleration. You gotta beat the kicker, sir. You gotta beat him. He beats them and throws in a stiff arm for a good measure, Cooper. David Chris with the crisp pass to the big man, Sam Timmons, for the dunk. Washington with the early lead. Then less than a minute later, Smith striking again. The equalizer. We're tied at 3. This game would go into overtime and ultimately a shootout. Von Oelhoffen gets the steal, does a little showtime, putting the ball behind her back to get the lay-in. Riverhawks go into halftime with a 25-22 lead.